Okay, bear with me. This is a unique and special story that will require a little bit of telling. So for all of you that are like a little squirrel, you do want to watch all this, okay? But there'll be a little talking. There'll be a little talking today. What an opportunity this is. We are so lucky, so fortunate to have this opportunity that this gentleman came to us with these wines. We don't get to do a lot of pristine, older Barolo offers often, thank you. It simply doesn't come up. Storage in Italy with older wines is sus, to say the least. When the wines get here to America, the storage with the older wines can be sus, to say the least. What we've encountered here is a scenario where we have outstanding vintages, outstanding producers, and pristine storage. When that all combines, it's magical. So, long story short, this is Private Cellar. Gentleman came to us and said, hey, you know, I have a bunch of old Barolo. And we're like, oh, really? He sent me the list. And I was like, holy shnikes. And I'm like, what's the deal? And he said that he had struck up, you know, personal relationships with a lot of the top producers in Piemonte. And he showed me the pictures. He walked in with the bottles, and he laid out a bunch of photos, and there he is with the Odderos, and there he is with Enrico Scavino and the whole shoot match. I'm like, you really did, wow. And he's like, I bought all these wines direct from the producers, had them shipped, you know, air, refrigerated, everything. I've had them in a 53-degree cellar since I purchased them. They're all pristine. I'm like, you know, I've heard that before, buddy. So he put his money where his mouth is, and he brought bottles, and he opened bottles. And when he opened the bottles, it was like, whoa. And I'm hoping to, you know, share that experience right here. We're going live and direct. Yeah. He starts opening these bottles. Look at that cork. Look at that cork. Absolute frigging perfection, right? He's to say it politely, he's anal with how he kept these wines. And he poured that first glass for me, actually of this wine. And I was like, oh dear, right? I didn't know this wine tasted like this, because every other bottle I've had of this wine over the years with age was burnt, fried, toasted, easy bake oven, slowly roasted into mediocrity. And tasting this wine from him with these perfect storage conditions, I taste a hell of a lot of wine. I taste 10,000 wines a year. And this was a light bulb moment, man. His gear is the most pristine older Barolo gear I've ever encountered. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna switch glasses, because this glass doesn't do this. By the way, when you switch glasses, the smell of the glass does not impart itself to the next glass. That is the glass, not the wine. So you can pour the wine from that glass into a new glass, and the smell of the funky glass will not carry. Just a little note. You know who taught me that? Len Evans, the great Len Evans from Australia taught me that. He's a smart guy. Well, no longer, but he was smart. Okay. These, you have to buy these. These wines are going to give you so many chill bump moments. And they're not cheap, but they're not expensive for what you're getting. And like this 08 Roque, I didn't know how good the Odderos were. All the young Oddero I've had has been like great, but super tannic and nasty. And, you know, like tasting this old Oddero wine, I'm like, I get it. You know, it's like that Steve Martin jerk moment. You know, what else is out there? This wine, pristine, is spellbinding. And the thing is, he's done this with several producers. You're going to see a list. So when we send the offer out, just click on the link. The link has a list of wines that we procured from him. They are all 200% bulletproof, pristine, archetypal examples of their genres. The Scavinos are mind-blowing. I'm not going to open both of these. That's like $300 a wine. I'll get yelled at. Everything is perfect. It's perfect. Smell this. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I'm getting... You know when a wine's so good that you don't want to finish drinking it because then you won't have any more? You ever had those moments? You have. Don't lie to me. This collection gives you those moments ad infinitum. It's limited. It's limited. 8 bottles of this, 12 bottles of this, 24 bottles of this, 28 bottles of this. But there's a little bit of gear. And I would encourage you to buy everything. Don't look at scores. Don't look at, I mean, they're there, but don't look at them. The Oddero stuff doesn't have any big scores, but they are monumental wines. Monumental. And I just wish we had more of them. So we're gonna do this first offer, and if we blow everything out, then we'll come back to you with another offer if there's some more equally compelling gear, and we'll do this again. But I wanted you to see this cork. I wanted you to see the experience. Sweet baby Jesus. I mean, this is such an opportunity. We did an in-store tasting with some of these wines for some private collectors a couple months ago, and it was like Black Friday at the Walmart. These guys could not get enough. There was a rush to procure bottles that evening. Like the end of Trading Places and Sal Mortimer, Sal. It was that. It was amazing. Can't emphasize enough how remarkable these wines are, in case you hadn't guessed that already. Pricey, yes. Experience, yes. If you don't buy these wines, you're still amazing, but you're not. Yeah, you need to do this.